am Mickie James, the greatest female wrestler of all time. My motivation to become a wrestler it was kind of strange, like the path that I came on. I've been wrestling 12 years now, but it was a bond that my father and I had. The first time I stepped into a wrestling ring, I knew that this was for me, and it was something that I was very serious about. I definitely have to give it to my dad, because without him, I probably wouldn't have been so strongly in love with the wrestling business as I was. I was at TNA when it first started, and I was on the first ever TNA pay-per-view. I'm not sure if many people were aware of that. And then I had moved on, obviously. I went to the other company and definitely made my career there and my legacy there. And then when given the opportunity to come back to TNA, and I talked to Dixie about it, and it was just a way to kind of further my legacy. My goal for the TNA Knockouts division is honestly to go down as the greatest TNA Knockouts champion of all time. And I know that's definitely a tall task. It's a huge goal, but I like to set goals. The toughest battle I've had so far in TNA has definitely been the battles I've had against Tara. And I knew what I was getting into when I was stepping in the ring with her. I mean, Tara and I definitely have our history, but yeah, she's one tough broad, and she deserves the respect, and I know she will go down in history as well as one of the greatest female champions of all times. If there's one thing that I could say to the fans out there, is just to thank them for their respect and for following me and continuously to be so supportive of me throughout my career. And there's fans that have known me since the day I first stepped in the ring as Alexis Lurie, and now have seen me grow into who I am, and they've followed me and stuck by my side the whole time. And I can't tell you how incredibly grateful I am for them.
Hardcore country!
I've always been really passionate about music. When I was a little girl, I used to run around with my little boombox and record myself and make these mixtapes for my mom. And I played violin for 5 years in school. And after I started wrestling, it was such a hard-driven career that you really have to dedicate your all to. And I kind of pushed everything from my horses and my family. I mean, you just sacrifice a lot when you're chasing a dream. And I started writing a lot of music, just writing to melodies in my head, or even to melodies of other songs. I was writing songs, and finally I go, this is something that I've always wanted to do. And so I went to Nashville, and I met with some different people, and I was like, I don't care if this record goes nowhere. I just want to cut these songs that I've written just to say that I did it. So that's how the whole journey kind of began. And now we have the first album out, and we're getting ready to start going in the studio, and we're going to work on a second album. I just hope that I'm remembered in people's hearts as someone who was genuinely talented and loved what she did and lit a fire underneath them every time she walked out to the ring. Because the people that I looked up to and I admired were people who obviously had sacrificed a lot to get to where they were. And I know the sacrifices I made, and I think that no matter what other people think or say, because I can't tell you how many times I was told no, and that you'll never make it, and you're too small, and you're too this or too that, and you're just a small town girl, just give up and try to get some regular 9-to-5 job. And I kept all their no's fueled my fire to make me work even harder. And hopefully that inspires some inspiration that if you work hard and you truly believe in yourself and you believe in your dream and you follow it with all your heart and all your gusto, that you actually can get there, and nobody can ever tell you no.